Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Mwangi, a farmer and also a professional agronomist, what we commonly refer to as agricultural consultants. I'm the managing director, Samtech Agribusiness Solutions. Samtech Agribusiness Solutions is an online company. We deal with farmers on different areas of agriculture, and when you talk about these areas, we help our farmers to have the best and quality production on their farming business. And just like the name suggests, agribusiness, we are trying to push the perspective on agriculture into the agribusiness channel. And at Samtech Agribusiness Solutions, we offer quite a range of services, and our services includes greenhouse installations. We also do farm structures like the drip irrigations, and more so we are so much into the consultancy part, that is on the pest and disease, and as well as nutrition expertise. We have a number of agronomists that usually connect with farmers for the same. So today we have a very special editions for you, and we're in a greenhouse growing colored capsicum. Colored capsicum is one of the best value chain in agriculture that farmers are making a fortune from. When you talk about capsicum production is not an area that has been so much exhausted or so much flooded with farmers, because when you talk about these colored capsicum that does well in a greenhouse, we call them the high value crops or the hybrids. The capsicum that I'm about to show you here, we call them the Pasarela and Iranga. Very good and quality capsicum when you talk about production, and also when you talk about their resistance to pest and disease control. And one of the best point to note when you talk about capsicum production, especially the current capsicum production, is that these crops do not do well in open field, and hence for you to start such a investment in current capsicum, you need to have, or you need to be equipped with a greenhouse. And maybe we can say that this is one of the major reason why most farmers are not into capsicum. We have few farmers who are doing it, not very many as compared now to the open field production of different crops on agriculture. So now, when you talk about capsicum production, there are a number of ways that you're supposed to consider. And one of the major ways of considering when you're doing farming on capsicum or in a greenhouse is, number one, nutrition. It is very important because it is the one that will guarantee you high and quality fruits at the end of it. And of course, quality determines also the market. Number two is on pest and disease control. And today I will show you some of the ways that we usually tackle the problem, that is the pest and the nutrition part of it. And from our capsicum, as you can see, we have very big fruits, very quality and very smart, of course, that are attracting. And one of the ways that we've been able to achieve this is by knowing what the crop needs, at what rate and at what point. Like if you look at the establishment of any crop, when now you're doing it, you're transplanting the seedling, there are a number of ways that you're supposed to consider. One of the ways is that you're supposed to know that what does the plant need at this stage. Like when you talk about during the establishment, most of these crops need an element or a nutrition that will be able to help them have stable roots and have highly vegetation, so that at least you're able to make strong stems, good leaves to make foods, and of course the well-developed root system that will be able to lobby for nutrition for the plant. And when you're establishing any crops, usually encourage nutrition that will enable the plant to have that prospect. And when you move along, you'll be able to find out that in every stage of a plant, there is what nutrition that the plant needs. And as a farmer, once you don't know this, you'll be faced with a lot of challenges, because you'll find your plants are not responding to how you're feeding them. And of course, in our feeding program, we highly tie ourselves along with the nutritional and soil test results. When you have soil test results, you are able to know what your plant or what your soil is missing. So number two is on pest and disease control. When we talk about pest and disease control, let us first of all tackle pest. Many are the times that farmers are faced with challenges while identifying or knowing what pest is in their farm, and that's where now us as agronomists or the expert comes in, because we're able to have ways of identifying different pests on different crops, different stages, which once you know what stage a pest is, you're able to have a well structured program that can be able to control or to respond to that particular pest. Number two is on the diseases. Different diseases in almost all the crops comes in different stages, and once you know this, you have the knowledge to know that at this stage you are prone to face this. At this, okay, these are some of the signs. You're able to tell from the plant leaves that these are some of the signs of these diseases. You're able to have a well structured program that can be able to control or to curb the spread, and also to cure the particular diseases. So number two, when we talk about capsicum production, some of the challenges that are so much into capsicum production, mostly on pests and diseases. Number one, on pest, capsicum are highly prone to pests that we call thrips. We have others that we call lead spider mites, and some others, but not very common, are the aphids on the capsicum. And at Samtech, we are able to develop a program, that is a spray program, that is able to help them spray on time and curbing a certain pest attack on the crop. Number two, on diseases, most diseases that affect the capsicum, we have a very common disease called the powdery mildew. Powdery mildew can be caused both by the environmental condition of the greenhouse. But remember, we are farming this crop in a greenhouse. We said that it cannot be done in open field, and hence some of these, because of the humidity and the temperatures in the greenhouse, sometimes powdery mildew become a menace or become a problem to every farmer who is doing the capsicum production. Number two diseases is the fungal infections from the roots. They are very common in greenhouse, and mostly these diseases comes when you've not done a screening of your soil. So at least when you screen the soil, you're able to know what is in your soil and what disease can be. And you see some of these diseases, when you know them in advance, you're able to have a control for the same. So when you talk about production on capsicum, there are two problems that comes with the capsicum, especially during the flowering stage. During the flowering stage, you'll be able to find out that capsicum is mostly, the flowers are mostly affected by the thrips. The thrips attacks the flower, and they determine, or they make the fruit look very bad during the harvesting. But you see now, this problem came during the fruiting period. So some of these things you're supposed to fight with them as early as possible, and once you've spotted them. So number two is that when you talk about capsicum production, capsicum is a very sensitive crop. Sometimes, because of these temperatures in the greenhouse, you find out we are faced by what we call flower abortion, and other times, because of this excessive pruning, water stress, we also have abortion of the flowers. And you see now, we usually say that once a flower has aborted, it means the end of a life of a living fruit. So you're able to count losses at that stage, because you've already lost the flower that was to become a fruit. So those are some of the things that we usually discourage, and we usually tackle them, or we're able to handle them through our feeding and the pest and disease program that we provide to our farmers. Number three is on pruning. Capsicum, just like any other plant, need pruning, and this pruning has to be you have to be very sensitive. It has to be done by someone who knows or understand the theory of pruning, because we prune with the name of increasing the production. We don't prune to reduce the production. No, we prune with the name of improving the production. Like in our capsicum, as you can see, we usually target 4 to 5 branches, and mostly 4. The reason we target 4, so it means any other branch that is on the crop, that one becomes a sucker. And a sucker, you know, just like the name suggests, a sucker is something that is sucking, like we have ticks. So it is the same case to these plants. So we usually do pruning, early pruning. Of course, pruning is not done once, it is consecutively as the plant proceed growing, so that at least even the fruits that are produced, they have no competition on the branches and the excess leaves, which now make the fruits become smaller, and we don't need that. We need to have big or precise fruits that can be able okay, we need to have a precise size of the fruits that are, of course, suitable for the market. So number 2 is on the control of some of these pests and diseases. When you talk about pests and diseases, having knowledge on the particular stage a pest is, you're also able to, that one also helps come up with a suitable program or with a suitable chemical that can be able to curb the spread of the pest, and of course making it not very effective on the greenhouse. So now here we have young plants and of current capsicum. These young plants are only 2 weeks old, and we have a program, or our feeding and pest and disease control program usually lands or starts from the 14 days after transplanting. When we planted these plants, they were only like 2 inches or 2-inch size. Yeah? Right now, if you can see from the root that we have the false leaf, and now we have the true leaves that have been established after the transplanting. So now the next thing that this plant will receive is, of course, we started planting them with highly decomposed manure. Right now we are coming up with the DAP, so that we can be able to help the plant establish a well-developed root system, and of course develop the stem. That's where we come up with the DAP fertilizers, and after that, now we start our pest and disease control program that will ensure that this plant from the word go is not affected by any particular diseases. So moving forward, we shall have other practices like the trellising. We also have other practices like pruning that will come at a later stage, because so that we ensure high reproduction on the capsicum. From the crops that you've been able to show you, you've been able to find out that having a well-structured feeding program for your crops is a guaranteed to healthy, quality fruits that will fetch good market and of course prices. So that is why a good reason why we as Samtech AGRI-BUSINESS Solutions, we encourage farmers to have these programs from us or from any other qualified agronomist for you to have a guarantee of production. So from these crops, you've also been able to learn that each crop or each stage of a crop requires a certain levels of nutrition for it to have the specific quality it needs in that particular stage. So before we end up our video today, we usually get fertilizers and foliars from one of the best fertilizers producers in Kenya, that is called Seedpro Africa. Seedpro Africa have the best fertilizers, they have the best foliars for all your crops, for all the stages, and it's a guarantee that production is there once you use these Seedpro foliars and fertilizers. So at Samtech, we're very humbled, and we thank you farmers for watching our videos. We shall be dropping videos each time of different crops. It's just the start, and you shall be learning more together on matters agriculture and agribusiness. I'll leave numbers for Seedpro Africa on the screen, and of course leave our numbers. That is Samtech AGRI-BUSINESS Solutions, and at Samtech AGRI-BUSINESS Solutions, our numbers are 0706 654 483. Our numbers are 0706 654 483. And at Samtech, we care for your crops. Thank you.